Baba says that I am the boatman and I am taking you across. And because you are with the boatman, so you face storms. Now you see, can a boat that is tied to the shore face storms? No. A boat that is in water faces storm. So Baba says that in the world, you never make this journey of going across from the impure world to the pure world, or going across from impurity to purity, until I come, and I am the one who takes your boat from the Kalyugi shore and takes it towards Satyug. Until I come, you do a lot of things, but you don't start the journey from impurity to purity, do you? So you, and Baba always says Bhakti and Ravan Rajya, they go together. So you keep praying, you keep chanting, you keep doing all sorts of things, but then you also keep engaging in lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. And so there are no storms, because storms will only come when you leave the shore of being impure and go towards the world of purity. And then Baba says, now I, the boatman, have come and I have made you sit on the boat, and now you're going across. Now the most important thing is, it's not just that the boat is rowed. So, when you take the boat forward, the boat has to be rowed. But what's even more important than rowing the boat is that you leave the shore. Yes, so rowing the boat means paying attention to Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva. Okay? So sometimes you're paying attention to all of this stuff, reading the Murli, you're remembering Baba, you're following celibacy, eating pure food, doing Seva. You're rowing the boat. But the interesting thing is, you have not lifted that attachment from the harbor. So the boat is not detached from the harbor, which means that your Buddhi Yoga is still with the old body, old world, old relationships. And then what happens is, you may go very far, but then you're tied to the shore, and one pull and you go back. Yes, so if you have not lifted that anchor, then even if you're rowing the boat, you will not reach very far, because somebody will just pull you from the anchor and something will pull you, and then you go back. And I remember that there was this one Mata, and 5 years she was very good on her journey. So always, regular in class, regular with everything. And then her father, Lokik father, he got unwell. And this Mata, she was with the family, her husband, children, everybody. And then her Lokik father got unwell. And then when she was with the family, she used to come to class every day, do yoga, and even if there were some objections or obstacles, she would not listen to any of them. But then once her Lokik father was unwell, she went to see him, and then she stayed there. And then when she stayed there, everything stopped. She just got so consumed in taking care of the father that she stopped her murli, no class, no yoga, nothing. And every time I used to tell her that, did you read the murli today? She would say, no, Papa was having this problem in the morning, so I couldn't. And then I said, okay, so pay attention to it during the day. But at the end of the night also, if you talk to her, she would say, no, I didn't find the time to read the murli. And so once I asked her, so many days later I asked her, you could do everything while you were at home, and then you had, you had obstacles there also. It's not like they were very happy with your practice. But you crossed all of them and you were very regular. And now that your father is unwell, so you're just, consumed by his state of health, and you also know that, it's not that you can heal him or get him better. You can give him medicines, you can do stuff. But if you're not even remembering Baba, what kind of healing will you give? So then she told me, Didi, I will tell you one thing. I think I was not attached to my family. I'm attached to my father. And I kind of didn't like all of them. And so while I was there, I could do everything because there was detachment. And I thought I'm a very good BK, but I did not even know where my attachment lay. And Baba always says that as you move forward, you will have to pass the tests that, you will have to pass every test. And where are the tests? So, wherever your lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed lies, wherever that streak of it lies, that will come in front of you. And although, you sometimes feel that in this situation with these people, I am fully detached. But then, are you completely detached from everything? And if you meet somebody, so let's say some desire, okay, let's say you have a desire, and I remember there was this one brother, he had a desire for a lot of wealth, but he stayed, with moderate means for most his life, and he was a very good BK. But suddenly he had a lot of wealth, and it was like a lottery. So he really cracked a deal which gave him too much wealth. And then he always, before he cracked that deal, he used to come and tell me, so you see, Didi, everything belongs to Baba and I belong to Baba, and if I get this deal, then, it will be a wonder and I will put everything into seva and stuff. So I said, see, whatever is in the drama, because I don't know. So whatever is in the drama, so we are all remembering Baba, and whatever is in the drama is good. So then he cracked that deal, and then after some days, he got so lost in that wealth, no murli, no remembering Baba, nothing. And you see why? Because you had that worldly desire, and because it was unfulfilled, you thought you were contented. But that's not contentment. Contentment doesn't mean that you don't want what you don't have. Contentment means you don't want anything. And when you don't have something, sometimes you feel you don't want it, you're not attached to it. But how can you be attached to something you don't have? But what if you had it? Then will you be attached? That is also a very big question, because Sometimes, when relationships are not good, or there is not wealth, or, even your body, sometimes, body is suffering. So you can't holiday, can't party, so Baba, Baba, Baba. And then the body gets very healthy and well. So then, you are going out partying, and you are lost in wearing good dresses and other stuff. So Baba always says that, it's important that you row the boat, but it's more important that you leave the shore. Because if you are rowing the boat, but you have not left the shore, then when the shore can pull you back, you don't know. So you have to have this behad ka vairagya, where you understand that everything in the old world is perishable and temporary and valueless. So, even if you have it, it's valueless, and it's not going to serve you. You are a soul, and whatever you need is going to come from Baba. And even if, you had the wealth of all the world, it cannot give you happiness, it cannot give you peace. It can only give you, temporary feeling that you have everything. So when you understand this very well, because Behad ka Vairagya or detachment is not an act you force yourself into. That is Hatha Yoga. So, it doesn't happen because, I don't want to be attached, I don't want to be attached, and you keep avoiding everybody and keep dissociating. That's not the way. You understand everything that we do in Gyan Marg is based on the buddhi, and the buddhi knows that this is worth paying attention, this is not worth paying attention. So, this is worth loving, this is worth attaching my heart to, and that is not worth attaching my heart to. So, this is the thing about, understanding. And with understanding, when you understand that everything in the old world, whatever you see with the eyes, is perishable and temporary, so you live with it, but you know that it is not worthy of your attachment. And you're only attached to the one you understand will take you across, and the one you know that you will get everything from. So that is an aspect of the buddhi. And then you see that you have to keep rowing the boat to take it across. So it's a very interesting journey that we have. So in this journey of going across from Kaliyug to Satyug, you have to be with Baba, because without the boatman you cannot go, right? So the boatman has to be there. Now you have to be with the boatman, you have to belong to the boatman, you have to be detached from everything else, and then you have to keep rowing the boat. And the rowing, Baba will not row it for you. Baba will sit with you in the boat. But you have to row the boat. And that is Gyan Yog Dharana Seva, constantly. If you stop rowing the boat, you sink. Yes, so because the boatman can't row, he cannot do it for you. So is that clear? So the boatman cannot row the boat for you. And sometimes, I always tell Baba's children here that if I could meditate for you, I would, but I can't. You have to do yoga for yourself. If I could think and churn knowledge for you, I would, but I can't. That's not the law. Everybody has to do it for themselves. Even Baba can't. That's the thing, although, Baba is merciful, and even we feel mercy many times, and we have this love in the heart, and we feel that, somebody is not doing Purusharth, so could we do it for him? But no, we can't. Nobody can do it for anybody. That's the thing. So you have to do your own Purusharth. You have to keep rowing the boat. And if you miss Murli, if you don't pay attention to yoga, if you don't pay attention to purity, if you don't do any seva, then how far can the boat go? It can't, yes. And then Baba says that many storms come. Yes, there are many storms that come on the way. And how many of you experience those storms? Yes, so there are many storms that come, yes. They come from situations outside, people outside, and then they come from your own inner being. The biggest ones come from inside. Yes, when your mind goes crazy. And I remember there was a time when I just felt that whatever I'm doing, I'm not feeling interested in it. And I'm doing it just, and of course there would be some or the other thought, and there would be absolutely no interest in getting up at Amrit Vela, no interest in listening to the Murli. And I beat myself like up badly, but why is it happening? But I don't know why it's happening. And it was a phase, it was a whole, I think it was a good 15 days. And I felt like doing nothing at that time. And but you know what, when there are storms, and suddenly you will feel these storms from inside where you're losing interest, or you just feel bored, you feel monotonous, or you something hits you and then you start losing faith. So there are all these things that happen. And then what do you have to do in that time? First thing, hold Baba's hand. Yes, and second is keep rowing the boat. So I will tell you, the only mantra to have a successful Brahmin life is never stop rowing the boat. Never stop your Gyan Yog Dharana Seva. Don't stop it ever. Even if you have no interest, still listen to the Murli. Still get up at Amrit Vela. Still sit in remembrance. Because if you are behosh, yes, if you have lost your awareness and you don't take the Sanjeevani Booty, then how will you revive? So that is the whole thing. And the only reason why I have moved ahead until now is I have never stopped rowing the boat. So there are many storms outside, inside. There are episodes when you feel completely, upside down. You don't feel like anything that you felt earlier. But then you don't stop. Your timetable and your mind table, you keep it intact. You get up at the same time, you sit in Amrit Vela, remember Baba. Even if you can't, just sit and keep saying Baba, Baba, keep writing Baba, Baba, do whatever, but get up and do that. Keep reading the Murli until it makes some sense to you. Sometimes, you read the Murli once, twice, thrice, 4 times, and then nothing enters your head. And you feel like every time you're sitting with the Murli, you're off. Your head is not working. And then you sit and write. And there was one day when for a full 5 hours I couldn't concentrate on the Murli, and there was so much of distraction and the mind was all over the place. And then I sat for 5 hours and I told myself, I'm not getting up until I remember at least 10 points from the Murli. And I just sat and wrote and wrote and wrote, and when I could remember 10 points, only then I got up. So you have to persevere. And even about seva, even if you are in a lot of storms, keep doing your seva. If you keep doing your seva, then the punya ka bal of that seva, the blessings that you get from the seva, that also clears your roadblocks. That also clears your obstacles. And purity is a must. Never, even if you have a lot of storms, don't break your maryadas ever. Even if you have to undergo a lot of chaos inside, don't ever break your maryada. So Baba says that you have to face all the storms, and the storms will come because we are on this journey of impurity to purity, and nobody ever makes this journey. Only those who belong to Baba make it. Yes, nobody is conquering vices. This is not happening anywhere in the world. Only Baba's children are doing it. So you will face a lot of storms from outside, from inside, from everything, but just keep holding Baba's hand, keep remembering Baba, and just pay attention to your disciplines, physical and spiritual. And when you keep doing that, then the storm will pass and you will move forward. And Baba says, you must know that this is the boat of truth. It will, it will waver, but it will not sink. And because this is the boat of truth, and truth reveals itself at a time when it's a false world. So, Baba comes when everything around you is false. So, everybody is speaking a language which is completely opposite to what Baba is telling you. Yes, so Baba tells you lust is your biggest enemy, and everybody says it's the biggest treasure. And then everybody is saying, anger is, you can't help it, and it's such a bad world, and the only way you can deal with it is with anger. And Baba says no anger whatsoever. And so we are living at a time when whatever Baba is saying is, and whatever the world is saying, is completely pitted against each other. And then we say God is one, He lives in the soul world, and He comes in Brahma Baba's body, and everybody says no, God is everywhere, and then God is in this guru and that guru, and God wrote the Gita and the Ramayana and this and that. So you are pitted against the whole world. And then Baba says that all of that comes to challenge you. Yes, and I remember there was this one episode when one of my aunts, she just sat and she told me that if you don't eat what I have cooked, you have to tell me that you are a good human being and I'm bad, and that's why you're not eating from me. And until you say that to me, that you believe that you are good and I am bad and there is something wrong with me and it's everything right with you, so until then I am not allowing you to get up. And she was so insistent. And then I told her, no, it's not like that. You see, you are very strong, you can deal with everything, and I'm very weak, I'm just practicing right now. So I don't want anything to influence me. And then she said, no, you people have this bias and you think like this and think like that. And you see, there are so many things that come up, and so these are things that happen, and Baba says that you have to just keep holding Baba's hand and never even create a thought that I have to leave my maryada. And even if somebody makes you sit for 2 hours, no problem, sit there, remember Baba. So how long will they sit there, right? So this is how it is. So you have to be very persistent, very consistent, and then you cross the storm. The storms will always be there, you cross them. Don't wait for the storm to go, because this is a world of storms and the storms will always be there. But you just keep holding Baba's hand, keep rowing your boat, and you will pass that. And this is the old world, and these are the things that keep happening there. So Baba says that then you will go across and you will face many challenges, but you have to pay attention to your disciplines. And sometimes, children say that right now I have a storm, so let it pass, then I will go back to my discipline. But that will never pass. If you are following this method, that will never pass, because it will be one storm after the other. This is a world of storms. So if you think that I have to wait for a situation to change, or some storm to pass, then I'll go back to doing Amrit Vela and reading Murli, and once my mood is better, I'll do it. Once, today I'm not in the good mood, so let me not follow Maryadas. Tomorrow I'll feel better and then I'll follow Maryadas. That day is not going to come, because Maya is constantly going to be after you. So Baba says that you have to know how to cross these storms. And then, when you cross every storm, then you become that, that Vijay soul who reveals Baba. Because people understand success and failure. And when they see you succeed despite everything, when they see you move ahead despite everything, then they believe that God must be with this one. And I remember there was this one, yesterday Baba was talking about all the bad name that, that the yagya had earlier, and how people used to talk ill. And there was this one brother, and he told me that for all my life I have thought that BKs is not a good organization, and these people change you into brother and sister, and they conduct magic and this and that. And so I said, then what brings you here today? So then he said, because you people have grown despite everything. And he said, nobody can grow like this the way you people have grown. And you cannot grow like this if there is something wrong with you. And he said that to me, and he said, the scale on which you people are operating today, it makes one wonder that somebody has to be behind you. And it is a women-led organization, and of course there has to be God behind you, who else? So that has changed my perception, and I really believe that when people see that you're constantly going ahead and you cannot fight with the storm, don't do that. You row your boat. You do your thing. You don't fight with the storm. And storms only affect you where your ego and attachment lie. Yes. So for example, somebody is doing a lot of things, but you are scared of defamation. You are not scared of losing comfort, you are not scared of losing resources, but you are afraid of losing reputation. Yes, and then what happens is, when somebody starts doing that to you and that storm takes that form, then you start fighting with the storm. You want to stop them from soiling your reputation. But the moment they figure out that you are disturbed by this, they will do it even more. So don't go there. So whatever has to happen in drama, it will happen. And the only way you can stop it is by paying attention to your Purusharth. You cannot stop it by stopping them. You can only stop it by rising above it. So you keep paying attention to your spiritual practice despite whatever anybody is doing. And when you keep doing that, then you reach a point where that finishes, because only things that you pay attention to have power over you. And if it cannot bother you, then it will lose its power. And then it starts being there in your life. So this is how you keep passing storms. And this is the only way. And then you reach the shore. And I was also thinking today, Baba says that whatever you do in Ravan Rajya is under the influence of vices, and it is a sin. So when we are under the influence of vices, everybody is right according to themselves, but that is not good karma. Yes, so we keep spoiling our own karma because our intellects are not working properly. And we keep doing acts under lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, because we think that's the right thing to do. So does anybody think that engaging in lust is wrong and then do it? No. They think that this is natural, normal, desirable, and then they keep doing it. And if somebody, I remember there was this one parent, they used to literally pester their son to get married. And the son said, I don't want to get married. And they used to just, the father would say, I'll slit my throat, I'll die, I'll do this, that. And then the son would say, why don't they get this, that this is not that important. And this is not worth taking their life. So I said, you have to understand that they have their own way of thinking, and when somebody has that programming of lust, they think that that's the right thing to do. They think that they are doing great service to humanity and to you by pushing you into the fire of lust. So that's the only thing they know, so they will do it. And everybody is doing, and anger makes you think that you can finish ill in the world by defaming it, by working against it, by whatever you think is wrong, you keep talking bad about it, you keep keep propagating that this is wrong, then it will go away. But the law is whatever you resist will persist. And darkness is never removed by talking ill about it or by defaming it, by destroying it. You can't destroy darkness. You have to focus on the light. You have to focus on building your pure self and creating a pure world. You cannot finish impurity by wishing it away and talking ill against it. If that was the way, then everybody is doing it. Everybody is criticizing the other. But is the impurity going away? It's not going away. But anger makes you think that if you just create big propaganda against something that you think is wrong, it will finish. But that's not how it works. It will finish you. If you think that you keep speaking ill about something and that thing will finish, that thing will not finish, but you will finish, because you're creating bad karma doing that. So Baba says that when you don't understand spiritual laws, then you keep acting under the influence of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, and you think you are doing great service to humanity, and you think that when you get somebody into attachment with somebody else, then they have lifelong support of love and care, and this person will, you have actually given them an insurance of love and care for lifetime. But what you have actually done is you've created a fearful and insecure state for them for lifetime. So when somebody is attached to somebody, they become more and more insecure and fearful rather than becoming, full of care and love. So this is how, you are, when you are under the influence of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, you want to do everything right, but you're doing everything wrong, and that's bad karma. And then you keep saying, I never did anything wrong to anybody, and why am I facing this sorrow? But you did everything wrong, just you didn't know it. So knowledge is so important. So these are Baba's teachings. Om Shanti.